Stop what you are doing right now, because what I am about to share with you in the next few minutes could literally save your life or the life of someone you love. Most people who die from a stroke or a heart attack never saw it coming. They felt fine. They thought it was just a headache. They thought they were just tired. They were wrong. And today, I don't want that to be you. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here because this is one of those videos that I genuinely wish more people would watch before it's too late. We are talking today about dangerously high blood pressure, what it feels like, what it does to your body, and most importantly, the warning signs that most people over 50 are completely ignoring right now. Some of you watching this may already be experiencing one or two of these signs and not even realize what they mean. So please, stay with me through this entire video. Every single minute of it matters. Here is the truth that your doctor may not have had enough time to really sit down and explain to you. High blood pressure is called the silent killer for a reason. Most of the time, it does its damage quietly. No pain, no alarm, no obvious warning. It sneaks up on you over months and years, slowly damaging your heart, your brain, and your kidneys. And then, one day, completely out of nowhere, it stops being quiet. And when that happens, every second counts. That moment, when blood pressure goes from high to dangerously high, is called a hypertensive crisis. It's the point where your blood pressure is so elevated that your body simply cannot handle it safely. We're talking about readings of 180 over 120 or higher, and at that level, things can go wrong very, very fast. Now here's something I want you to really think about. Right now in the United States, nearly half of all adults have high blood pressure. Half. That means if you're in a room with two of your friends, one of you likely has it. And the frightening part? Millions of people don't know they have it at all. They are walking around feeling perfectly fine, thinking everything is okay, while their blood vessels are under enormous strain with every single heartbeat. But today, we're not just talking about regular high blood pressure. We are talking about the danger zone, the warning signs that something has gone critically wrong. And if you are over 50, this information is even more important for you, because the older we get, the more our blood vessels naturally stiffen, and the harder it becomes for the body to regulate that pressure on its own. So let's talk about what your body might be trying to tell you, because the body doesn't lie. It sends signals. Most people just don't know how to read them. The first sign is a headache, but not just any headache. This is a headache that feels different from anything you've had before. It's intense, pounding, and it usually settles at the back of the head or spreads across the whole head like a tight band being squeezed. Maybe you've had a throbbing headache lately and thought, I probably just need more water, or I was on the computer too long. And maybe that was true. But if that headache came on suddenly, feels unusually severe, and won't go away, please do not ignore it. That kind of headache can be your brain's way of saying the pressure inside your blood vessels has become dangerous. The second sign is something many people over 50 brush off as just getting older: vision changes. Maybe things suddenly look blurry. Maybe you're seeing small flashes of light or dark spots that weren't there before. Perhaps you noticed your vision seemed a little off this morning and thought you needed to update your glasses prescription. But here's what you might not know. The tiny blood vessels in the back of your eyes are extremely sensitive to blood pressure changes. When pressure gets dangerously high, those vessels can swell, leak, or even burst. Sudden vision problems, especially when they come out of nowhere, are one of the clearest red flags your body can send you. The third sign is chest discomfort. And I want to be careful here because I don't want to frighten you unnecessarily, but I do want to be direct. When blood pressure reaches a crisis level, your heart is working so hard that it can become strained. You might feel a heaviness, a tightness, or a dull pressure in your chest, almost like someone is sitting on it. Some people describe it as a squeezing feeling. Maybe it travels into your left arm or up into your jaw. If you feel this, please do not sit and wait for it to pass. This is your heart asking for help. The fourth sign is shortness of breath, and this one surprises a lot of people. You might be sitting in your favorite chair, not doing anything physically demanding at all, and suddenly feel like you just can't catch a full breath. It feels like the air isn't reaching deep enough. This happens because when blood pressure is extremely high, the heart can struggle to pump blood forward efficiently, and fluid can start building up around the lungs. It is not normal to feel breathless at rest. If this is happening to you, something needs to be checked today. The fifth sign involves your thinking: sudden confusion, difficulty remembering simple things you knew just moments ago, words that won't come when you reach for them, feeling disoriented in a familiar place. Many people over 50 quietly worry about their memory and assume these moments are just normal aging. And sometimes they are. But sudden confusion that feels different, that comes on fast and isn't your usual forgetfulness, can be a sign that blood pressure is affecting the brain's blood supply right now. This is not something to sleep on. This is something to act on immediately. The sixth sign is dizziness, or a feeling of being unsteady on your feet. Not the kind that happens when you stand up too fast. That's actually the opposite problem. This is a dizziness that lingers, a feeling that the room isn't quite stable. Some people describe it as feeling disconnected from their own body, like they're not fully present. Combined with any of the other signs we've talked about, this is a serious combination. And the seventh sign is one that people almost never connect to blood pressure: nausea. A sudden sick feeling in your stomach that comes with a severe headache or any of the other symptoms here is not food poisoning. It's not something you ate. It's your brain responding to extreme pressure, and it means something needs to happen right now. Now here's the part one really wants you to hear. If you are experiencing several of these symptoms at the same time, please call 911 or have someone take you to the emergency room immediately. Don't drive yourself. Don't wait to see if it gets better. Don't call your doctor's office and wait on hold. Stroke and heart attack don't wait, and both of them become far more devastating the longer treatment is delayed. So why does this happen? Why does blood pressure reach these dangerous levels in the first place? For most people, it's a combination of things that build up quietly over time. A diet high in sodium is one of the biggest culprits. Salt makes the body hold on to water, which increases the volume of blood pushing through the vessels, which pushes the pressure up. Years of processed food, restaurant meals, canned soups, deli meats, all of it adds up. Excess weight places extra demand on the heart. Chronic stress keeps the body in a constant state of tension, and that tension has a direct and measurable effect on blood pressure. Poor sleep, especially if you snore heavily or stop breathing during the night, is another factor that many people don't realize is connected. And sometimes, blood pressure medication that gets skipped too often allows pressure to creep back up to levels that become dangerous. None of these things are your fault as a moral matter. Life is busy, habits are hard to change, and our food system in this country has made it extremely easy to eat in ways that are not kind to the heart. But knowing the cause means knowing where to start making a difference. So what can you do? What actually helps? First and most importantly, if you haven't checked your blood pressure recently, please do that today, not next week, today. You can get a home blood pressure monitor for around $30, and it is one of the most valuable health tools a person over 50 can own. Check it in the morning before coffee, sit quietly for 5 minutes first, and write down the numbers. If you see anything at or above 180 over 120, go get evaluated right away. If your numbers are high but not in crisis range, talk to your doctor honestly about what you've been eating, how you've been sleeping, and whether you've been consistent with any medication that was prescribed. Reducing sodium is one of the most powerful dietary changes you can make, and it doesn't mean eating bland, flavorless food. It means learning which foods carry the most hidden salt and making smarter swaps. Cooking more at home, choosing low-sodium versions of things you already eat, and using herbs and spices for flavor instead of salt makes a real and measurable difference. Walking, just walking, is one of the most evidence-backed forms of exercise for lowering blood pressure. You don't need a gym, you don't need equipment. 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, at a pace where you can still hold a conversation, but you're breathing a little harder than normal. That's enough to genuinely move the needle over weeks and months. If stress is a constant presence in your life, and for many people over 50 it is, between health concerns, finances, family, Learning how to slow your nervous system down matters more than most people realize. Slow, deep breathing for 10 minutes a day, sitting outside in natural light, praying if that's part of your life, spending time with people who bring you peace. These are not soft suggestions. These are things that have measurable effects on the body. And please, take your medication if it's been prescribed. Missing doses regularly can cause blood pressure to spike unpredictably, sometimes to those dangerous levels we've been talking about. If side effects have been an issue or if cost has been a barrier, please tell your doctor. There are many options and many assistance programs. You don't have to just quietly stop taking it and hope for the best. Here is what I want to leave you with, and I mean this sincerely. The fact that you are watching this video tells me something about you. It tells me you care about your health. It tells me you are paying attention. And that matters more than people realize, because so many of the worst outcomes happen to people who weren't paying attention, who didn't know the signs, who assumed they were fine, who waited one day too long. You now know the signs. You know what to look for. You know what to do if you see them. That knowledge is genuinely powerful. It can protect you. It can protect someone you love. Because sometimes the person who saves someone's life isn't the paramedic or the surgeon, it's the spouse who noticed something was off. It's the adult child who insisted on driving their parent to the ER. It's the person who knew enough to say, "This doesn't seem right, we need to go now." Your heart has been working for you every single day of your life, without being asked, without taking a break, with asking for anything in return. The very least we can do is pay attention when it's trying to tell us something. Please share this video with someone you care about, a spouse, a sibling, a friend who you know has been putting off dealing with their blood pressure. You might feel a little awkward sending it. Send it anyway. It could make all the difference. And if this video was helpful to you, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, because your health is worth showing up for. And I'll be right here with more information that I hope keeps you well, keeps you strong, and keeps you here for the people who need you most. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one.